Hello, everyone, and welcome to SpeedGaming 2. We've got ourselves another SpeedGaming Live 2022 Ocarina of Time Randomizer brackets round tournament here. Online tournament brackets round 3 here between Engel and What the Hell's Happened. I'm starting with me on comms today is Matt. How are you doing?
Hey Star, yeah, I'm doing great. Looking forward to this incredible race. Two runners who are definitely able to wrap up the title of the entire tournament. So curious how to see how this goes.
Yeah, What the Hell's, of course, the defending champion from last year, also winner of SGL 2019, winner of the seasons 1 and 2 of the Random Settings League, and season 4 of the main tournament. A all-around fantastic runner with a who is obviously one of the favorites to win the tournament, and Engel is no slouch himself. Been in multiple previous SGLs. He's also a main tournament alum. Should be a good match.
Yeah, and Engel has been very modest recently about his chances for reaching the next round. He looks up to What the Hell's, of course, for recent results. I don't think that's necessary.
I mean, we'll find out. No runner is invincible in any case, so we'll see how it goes.
It's a very nice start here in Kokiri Forest.
Minuet and Junk in the final 2 chests of ice. I need to switch my keyboard back to English. That would help. Had it in Mandarin
loaded.
for a second. Oh, geez, yes.
Bomb Chew is very nice to go out of logic early. Some cash, and what else?
Kokiri Sword.
Kokiri Sword, okay. Modest start.
Yeah, nice to have. Chews are always good. I don't know how many yet, because I don't think I have it in the menu, but that, and Mitos is always good. You don't have to farm sticks. Or Mitos, Kokiri Sword. Right.
It's one of the most exciting items to find early, just the bomb chews to go out of logic immediately.
Yep.
Now onto the actual Kokiri Sword chest.
Too small. And Purple Ruby. Not too bad. Get some money for the scrubs in Lost Woods.
Both runners picking it up. I could also see them skipping it, but they decide to pick it up.
Yeah, Engel's gonna play Prelude immediately here, while What the Hell's heads back out to Deku and probably Lost Woods after that. Makes sense for Engel to get the info here. Spirit and Water are other 2 stones. Those kinda suck.
Yeah, you need a lot of requirements to beat those dungeons. Yeah, Longshot is always a late game item. The strength, of course, Mirror Shield.
Yep, Ranch Way of the Hero, Skull Mask is Domain Foolish, Valley Foolish. Those are some pretty decent hints.
Yeah, I would always love to see those hints early.
Yep. And I just totally missed the hint for What the Hell's the Deku Tree.
Was that the Ravaged Village Baron? Nocturne
I have no idea.
I think it was Burnt in Keg Dead, yeah, it was some nuts or something.
Oh, nice. That's a good hint to get.
So no AD today.
Not for the items. Not for the song check, at least. No, it could be for items, as we find out the other Skull Mask in. Okay. And Heart Piece off Child Shooting.
So What the Hell's just going the conventional route of clearing Deku early, and Engel thinks maybe I can gain some time on What the Hell's by not doing Deku 3.
Yep. It is currently a 2 in 6 chance that Deku is required for the reward, as we have no info on our medallions yet. We only know that it's not a stone.
Yeah, many runners argue that even if it's not a required medallion, you should still beat the dungeon. Just because of the items.
It is a very, very powerful location early game, just because of how pretty much almost all of it is accessible with no items besides the starting items.
You can also pick up a few skulls if you're lucky.
Yep.
But yeah, Engel thinks he's the underdog, so he's probably going to be a bit more aggressive here and there. And we've already seen that in the first few minutes.
Yep, which is not unexpected against the runner as strong as What the Hell's, as we find another 2-pack. Sure! But if you feel like you're at a disadvantage against What the Hells, which I believe Engel does feel that way, not too surprising because as with What the Hells' track record, Engel's going to try and take some more unorthodox plays to perhaps pull ahead because he knows he's not going to win on an execution race straight. He's not going to win by doing the same route as What the Hells. What the Hells is very, very good at execution, being also a vanilla speedrunner as well as rando player, and so he's going to try and do more unusual things to try and get ahead that way.
So I think both of the tube packs that we found are 10 packs, because what else has 20 now?
Yep, that's the only way that works.
He's a bit trolled by the spiders who are facing him all the time.
Yeah, that happens. Fun fact, these spiders do not in fact require the slingshot. They certainly make it easier, but you don't need the slingshot. They have really bad vision and have coded in a way that they only notice you if they're looking at you, as we find Sunsong in the ranch. Why might that be Way of the Hero?
Yeah, Lon Ranch's path, so it's either the check here in the silo, or we have to do some grave.
Or maybe we'll find a frog student. It is noise in these settings because it's on, but that would be it's not unusual. It's not impossible. Frogs 2 seeds are extremely rare, but they're not impossible.
All right, the silo coming up here.
And that's a pair of boots.
Oh, that's a great
I'm not sure which pair of boots, but that's definitely a pair of boots.
It was hover boots. Very nice.
Okay, so is Shadow a Shadow or Spirit medallion becomes the next question. Otherwise, we're in for wondering why hovers are Way of the Hero.
I think it's one of my most popular first early game items. You can also reach the Bolero song. Well, they have Bolero anyway, but normally you don't.
And Engel's just gonna head it out here, so we'll see about that medallion layout now. And then we'll find out where to go next. Probably off to CAC. Despite the race room name, which is Obedient CAC Skip, I don't think they'll be doing that.
When Engel is probably thinking that if Deco is required later on, if he goes child, he can just save quit and be there quickly.
Yeah, it's not hard to get to with child spawn being just in Lost Woods.
So it's a reasonable gamble.
Man, medallions, fire, oh great, Shadow is the forest medallion. Deku, Jabu, DC, and I think forest.
So we pretty much need all the slow dungeons to beat the seed.
Yeah, Shadow being the forest medallion and Hover's potential Way of the Hero is very, very suspicious. DC's fine as a stone. Forest, SE fine. Although at least those are lower item requirement dungeons. Adult spawn is in the back alley of Market.
Looks like Engel's gamble's paying off, because what else didn't find anything useful in Deku.
Nope, though the extra bomb juice certainly don't hurt as we pick up Song of Time from the crater.
But this is probably the best case scenario for Engel, despite the juice.
Just a hurt piece on the volcano. Not that would have probably been hover's locked anyway, unless the bomb bags are in ludicrously stupid spots with Bolero start, but you never know. Oh, bomb bags and scales in ludicrously stupid spots for bean access.
So I'm assuming Engel is on his way to DC.
Gonna probably do actual Goron City here first. One thing to note, though, is that he only has 10 shoes. So he may want to save scum some of these. Would hurt a bit if he doesn't have enough, if he ends up not having enough shoes to do the back of DC, because that really bit a few people in the butt during a round 1 match.
Looks like they're all smalls.
Yep.
He can preserve his shoes then.
Sure. Gonna blow Blink the Goron here. And Ocarina Memory Game is just 200 bucks for What the Hells. Not forgetting that this time. Some people like to skip that one till later as it's a fairly long and slow check, but that number does get hinted and it can really come back to bite if you leave it for too long, as we find just a heart piece off Link the Goron. Big chest for what the hells, and the hit that SFM is way of the hero. Good thing he's going there right after this, as we find magic.
Okay, solid
That's a good
find.
hit. Good hit, good find. Nice.
But I'm pretty sure that Engel will also find that magic within half the hour.
Oh, it won't be hard, no.
I think both
Also, it's
spawns are
behind
in Lost Woods or Kokiri Forest, so...
No adult spawns in back alley. Engel Bolero'd over here, which, I mean, it's still Bolero with hovers, it's not bad.
Oh, right, he did Bolero. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yep. Ruffy's on top of DC is vanilla, and looks like he's gonna check hack first, just in case there's a bomb bag or something here. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Also gonna chase that Sun's way of a hero, which makes sense.
Yeah, having only choose and not having your shield is also not making DC a nice experience.
No. Another big chest from what the hell's in Wave the Hero SFM. Okay. And this one gives a scale. Nice. Would be a very interesting Way of the Hero, but it's most likely one of the songs here, but I never know.
Yeah, it's certainly a little bit ambiguous, but yeah, later on we will understand what the seed is trying to tell us.
Yep. For those who are unfamiliar with Ocarina of Time Randomizer, or any of the sister randomizers that also use Way of the Hero hints, as there's a few different ones, Way of the Hero just means that there is an item in that region logically required, a randomized item in that region logically required to beat the seed, as you find the other domain foolish hint. Doesn't have to be hard required, can just be for logic, as we find was that Storms or Nocturne, and
that was Nocturne, so yeah, that's most likely our Way of the Hero combination with the hovers and the Shadow Medallion.
Probably. I think that was also a 30 dead hint.
And both are Engel. There's a bow here in the windmill, so that's a good for Engel.
Nice. Fire, Pier and Fire is dead, that's a good hint. And they don't need Zarya song today.
At least not for the checks.
No, and a bonus song in the windmill.
So we already have a lot of good items to work with. We don't have bombs, but we have choose instead. We can do a lot of things.
Yes, we can. Lots of Lost Woods bridge scrub for what the hells. And Sun Song Grave is dead. So, yep. Ooh, and that's a hook shot off the Lost Woods bridge scrub.
That's actually pretty big. For what the hells?
That is very big. If a strength upgrade turns up soon, Forest is going to be completable quite soon. What is that in the crate?
You really want to find the hookshot in your child 1 if it's in that spot particularly.
Mm-hmm.
But I imagine that Engel doesn't have a long adult 1, so it's probably still not a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, with the items that What the Hells is found, it's likely that Engel will get locked out of adult pretty shortly after DC, I think.
Engel has bought the shield, but hasn't equipped it yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sun Song, we still could have something on Frogs too. We have not seen that hint. We will have to see about that, but it is almost certainly Hovers and Nocturne. It seems very likely it is Hovers and Nocturne Way of the Hero in the Lon Ranch in SFM to get something from Shadow Temple. Or maybe it's the song off Prelude because they need that. Speaking of strength upgrades, by the way, there's one. Dante Race.
We almost have all the stuff to beat Shadow. We just need Dins and maybe bombs. Logical clearance.
Bombs. A ZL to get to the back.
Alright, we still need ZL. Yeah, that's a little detail.
But the bigger thing, though, for What the Hells is he's going to be able to full clear Forest once he goes adult. Which will be really good for progression.
Yeah, so Engel has over What the Hells that Deku was basically nothing. On the other hand, What the Hells find a couple good items in... Yeah.
No dungeon foolishes today, which is interesting. None the dungeon foolishes, sorry. Usually the randomizer limits it to one foolish dungeon maximum that can be hinted in this hint distro. But there usually is one, so it's interesting that there aren't any.
It doesn't prioritize dungeons, or does it?
I mean, we know what the hell is going to end up going to Forest pretty shortly after going adolescence. I don't think he's going to skip CAC for any particular period of time, and that'll get him both his bow and a strength upgrade. There's Din's off Adel Anju. Speaking of Shadow Temple.
Yeah, Shadow has been very early in Logic. We just need Bombek and GL.
To logically full clear the place, yeah.
Yeah, to logically full clear. I mean, GL2 is hard required, but bombs are soft required.
Yeah, and even we may not even need ZL for the Way of the Hero. It could just be in the front. There's nothing that says it has to be the song off Prelude. Because our current it very well could be. We're missing Serenade, Requiem, ZL, Sarias, and Storms for songs. ZL cannot be behind Shadow Temple because you need ZL to finish Shadow. Serenade would not be the. It cannot be Wave the Hero for Serenade. Saria song would be unlikely, as we know that both Ring and Skull Kid are dead, but that could be Polygon Frogs too, or also the possibility of Forest on Black's logic because we know Minuet is a nice cavern and we don't know where Rudos or ZL are. And then there's Song of Storms is quite a powerful song that unlocks a whole lot of stuff. So that I would not be so surprised to see Requiem or Storms on Prelude for the Way of the Heroes.
Yeah, I've just started thinking about where ZL can be, and I think Colossus is a likely candidate. Otherwise, it might be on OOT.
Colossus, Minuet potentially, or OOT, yeah. OOT would be incredibly unlikely in Spirit and Water as Stones.
Yeah, I know. But is there any other chance? It has to be on Colossus.
It's not zero. Scale is bomb locked presently. It's on the Wolfus Grotto in SFM.
It can also be Serias maybe in Colossus and then ZL on Minuet. That's also a possibility.
Yep. We're a little too early to say as to what exactly is waited here. Engel's heading up river now as adult. Again, doing some more unconventional plays. Gonna get some extra hints. No bottles, so can't currently do Ice Cavern, though he might find a bottle on the way there. What is this on the lower river?
Ooh, it's the lens, okay.
Alright, may as well pick that up. Don't know what lens game is, as the Rock knocks him off.
Yeah, it's maybe usually safer to kill that Octorok. Just it's too much of a pain to deal with.
Yep, and chat, crossing the wasteland is not in logic yet. Our magic meter is also bomb locked.
Engel eyeballing the trick here.
Yep. Don't have time for what the hells.
It's that we need a lot of late game items to beat RDC, but yeah, I almost wanted to start thinking about what we need for go mode with such a loaded early game.
Long shot away into Water Temple.
Yeah, we actually need
Mirror Shield, Strength upgrade. Not a ton technically, as they find that Rank Chest is dead in Jabu.
Did what help by shield already? Because here is one you can also pick up then.
River is... Gee! Thank you! River Wave Hero. Decent chance that's for Lens or Wasteland crossing at this rate, as previously mentioned. And Valley is still foolish for what the hells. Piecing up a river.
Looks like it's going to be the lens.
Most likely, unless it could be Frogs 1, but you'd have to go to Child to check that. Here's the other copy of the Ice Cavern Duel. And
Fishing also dead, I think.
Adel, I think that's I think that's the fishing dead. Yeah, it can be a little tricky to tell if it's the fishing dual hint or the Apple Lake dual hint because they're similar.
Those dual hints are very powerful.
Yep, we've got some good ones. Ice Cavern, Dorinia Skeleton, and Fishing.
The only thing I don't like about those dual hints is that I think 3 of them out of 10 or something they're referring to like Hylia.
Mm.
It's maybe for next time, maybe balance them a bit more would be fun.
Tafal, yeah, there's a decent chance that multiple of our wave heroes are going to be just taken up for ZL at this rate. This is going to be strength 1 for What the Hell's Off Dompe raised. He has Song of Time, so he'll play that and go to the windmill immediately, pick up his bow, and that's forest access right there. Or that's forest beatable for him right there.
Yeah, what the hell is he going to find the strength of the bow and the in quick succession?
Thanks, game. Slingshot in the Woods is vanilla. Or what's target? Yeah, the Slingshot minigame in Lost Woods. That's a vanilla slingshot. Much appreciated, game. Really funny. Really needed that hint. They absolutely do not need it, especially with that hint. But it's funny.
Right, so Engel is going to be the first one in a dungeon that's actually required.
Yeah, good hint game with the slingshot. We're gonna get another here maybe for Engel if he wants to pick it up. And here's the bow incoming for What the Hells as well as a Epona's song. Pardon spontaneous French.
Oh, he just used his hookshot to go over. Nice.
Oh yeah, I forgot that platform is actually hookshotable as they find the second river wave the hero in DC. If we find a third, we're gonna have to find storms. Because in the SGL hint distribution, there are 2 copies of each hint. So you need to find 3 copies of Wave the Hero for a certain region to know that there must be 2 separate Wave the Hero items in that region. Currently we only need to find 1, and we've only found 1. But if we find a 3rd copy, we might be in for fun as What the Hells picks up his dins off Adel Anju.
We've just been racing 20 minutes and What the Hell's tracker looks already quite full.
Yeah, we've got a good amount of stuff already, for sure.
He won't coach out for a long time, I presume.
No, I don't think so. He's gonna do DC, he'll climb DMT, probably do Goron City on his way to Forest, and then, well, clear Forest. And after that, see where he's at. Probably, well, at that point, he probably will go Shadow Temple chasing his way of the heroes.
What if we don't have to coach out anymore?
That's actually entirely possible, because Jabu's a stone and there's no... and depending on Spirit Key layout.
Yeah, Jabu is the medallion, yeah, the blue medallion.
Or not blue medallion, not stone. It's unrequired is what I was thinking.
Yeah, you're right, So maybe the seat will calm down a bit now and we can actually watch the execution instead of thinking about all the items.
Maybe. DC so far has given Engel nothing whatsoever besides telling him River is still waiting to hero for a lens. I am wondering a little bit where our first bomb bag's gone off to, since that is logically locking our magic meter for Shadow, it's logically locking our...
Scale, I think, as well.
Yeah, Scale on the Wolfos Grotto. Not like a huge deal, but it's something minor to note, just slightly curious where that's gone off to. Still nothing in DC. Yawn. Yeah, GTG Stalfos is quite possible, as Epona song was just in the windmill, so that's freely available with no items.
So the question becomes when the runners decide to go over to get CL. I suspect what the hell's doing Forest first.
Yeah, there's no real need to go over there right now because you can't do anything, Colossus, besides get ZL. You can get Colossus Fairy, I guess you can peek the Arch, but they currently can't do anything in Spirit Temple with no strength upgrades.
They do have
Or
Furore,
no
so they
strength
can
2.
always decide to put Furore somewhere in either Spirit or GTG.
They do not have Furores. These settings do not start with it.
Oh wow. Oh, okay, I've played too much weird settings recently.
Yeah, this is not one of the tournaments that starts with Furores.
My bad.
DC for what the hells as well makes sense. No surprise here. He is going to find as much nothing as Engel has. And oh hey, big chest. So maybe it's not a complete and total bust.
Oh,
long
wow.
shot. Sure, okay, that works.
Is that actually good for Engel? Maybe it is.
So that means he has less incentive to go back child, though, is the problem. When does he go back for the Lost Woods Bridge scrub?
That's the number one problem, yeah.
Like, that's not. Like, we want him to go run out. We wanted him to run out of stuff as adult to go back child and do Lost Woods cleanup, which would have gotten him his hookshot and his nocturne and some other things besides. He's not doing that right now. Not with that.
It's probably still okay because it's basically next to child spawn.
Yeah, but it's just a matter of when does he go back there? Because that just opens up forest for him as well. EXR hookshot above King Dodongo is actually a bit problematic for Engel. Good for what the hell's. Unfortunate for Engel in that he's going to be led away from his other hookshot, which is Sphere Zero on the Lost Woods Bridge Scrub.
So we just need a way to enter Water Temple, and ZL we can presumably get already. And yeah, then Water Temple is also very close.
Yep. And then it's just Strengths and Mirror for Spirit. And Bolero here for Engel. Yep, that's going to be off the forest for him. So, do you think there will be anything interesting in Forest Temple?
Hard to say. To be fair, I hope it's not such a jetty that we are basically in go mode like in 40 minutes. So let's say I'm hoping that there's nothing in Forest, but you never know. It's a big dungeon.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm curious what the song on Minuet is. Because the other thing, well, A, SFM is Wave the Hero. B, we have no logical adult forest access. B, we do not have Saria's song. Minuet is an ice cavern. We have no idea where Ruto's letter is, and ZL is not currently in Logic because we don't have a bomb bag. Even assuming ZL is the Colossus, but it could be ZL at Minuet, which wouldn't help.
We still have unfulfilled hovers Wave the Hero, right?
Yeah, which we think combined with the Nocturne Wave here from SFM is likely Wave here, but we don't know for sure. Oh hey, Scrubs Central! Speaking of Scrubs just a minute ago, welcome in to our friends from the Scrubs community. We've got ourselves the SpeedGaming Live Tournament 2022. Brackets round 3, also known as quarterfinals here between Engel and What the Hell's Happened. We have ourselves got a fairly interesting seed so far. We've gotten a whole bunch of items. We've got some interesting waved heroes that seem to be largely pointing to Unrequired Shadow. Our settings will probably seem fairly familiar to you. We've got ourselves... It is 3-Stone Bridge. The Gans Castle boss Kia is on the behind the Shadow and Spear medallions on the Vanilla Light Arrow cutscene. We have 40 and 50 skulls are turned off. We have chest size and texture matches contents. Starting items are your standard set of consumables, Ocarina, Deku Shield, and no particular trick changes. That shouldn't be too different. Feel free to ask questions, and it might have a fun race here, Engel, and what the hell's. Winner of this moves on to face E. Cola in semifinals. Loser is knocked out of the tournament. as Engel picks up his scale. In case anyone is wondering, what the hell's his first hookshot, as Engel got his from DC, was on the Lost Woods Bridge Scrub. Give both of our runners a follow, by the way, Engel and What the Hell's Happened, my co-commat, and our trackers, Maricior and Vaiva. They're also my co-admin of this tournament, much appreciated. And for our raiders, check out the hits in the chat to see what all we have. That SFM wave here is about to be updated with this song as well.
Just wanted to note that Engel has only 1-2 left, so he probably hopes to find some more explosives in
and
forest.
there's ZL on Minuet. Okay, where the heck's Sarius on?
Oh, then Xarias is on Colossus then.
Probably.
And if Requiem is in Composer's Grave, that saves them the Wasteland trip.
Yep. And what the hell's this playing Bolero? He's finished DC. He's gonna be off to the it's gonna be out to Forest as well. Yeah, Sarius has to be at Colossus, and ZL cannot be hinted Way of the Hero in this hint distribution. So Nocturne Way of the Hero is really not surprising with Hover's Way of the Hero. Thanks, game. Thanks.
I think Xarias can also be behind Shadow.
No, because ZL is locked.
Oh, right.
And
Okay,
Minuet
yeah, I need ZL for Nocturne. I forgot again.
Yeah. ZL is Sarius locked because Minuet is ZL locked. And our adult spawn is not, in fact, in a spot that skips that requirement. Yep, Engel will have to go Child for Nocturne, which should hopefully send him to his long shot as well on the way.
Yeah, that's actually a good thing for Engel, otherwise he might not have a reason to go Child anytime soon.
No. He now knows that the scale is a questionable at best way of the hero, and that his that ZL can't be Way of the Hero period, the hinted Way of the Hero period, so he's gonna go and do that. Well, he's gonna actually check the Grand City Maze without peeking it, and we'll see what the hint here is. We know the chests are all small, so he's not gonna find much here. And 30 is still dead. Okay. Yeah, sorry, a song is confirmed at the Colossus. Oh, I did my own note sheet. Sorry's at the Colossus, and we're still wondering why Hovers in Nocturne Way of the Hero. It has to either be an item in Shadow Temple or the Song Off Prelude. And the Song Off Prelude would have to be Requiem or Storms to be Way of the Hero. We're also missing Serenade, but that can't be it. And either Requiem or Storms would be pretty valid Way of the Heroes. Requiem for Required Spirit, Storms because it's Storms.
Yeah, it looks like we aren't avoiding our double forest today.
Nope.
Engel will be about halfway when What the Hell sets foot in forest for the first time.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I understood that there's also a prize money for this tournament. How does that work? Is the winner takes all?
Nope, we have it set so that there is a distribution for each. I believe we are currently third on the leaderboard for the, in terms of the, we are third on the leaderboard for prize pools, so we are considered one of the main tournaments for SGL, and we will in fact be receiving a $500 bonus from SpeedGaming as well as the amount contributed to the prize pool, which is currently $710 USD. That will be split amongst the top runners per the rules document, which I am also posting in the chat. And you guys can go read it. The prize pool link is at the end. So first place gets 40% of the pool, which is going to be $484 as of right now. Second place gets 242 USD. Third and fourth get 121, and then fifth through eight gets 60 each.
Ooh, Engel's
So
trying to here.
Yeah, so the loser of this match goes home with $60. The winner goes home with at least double that.
Engel did spawn the Scarecrow, so I'm curious what he's planning to do here.
Ricky Forrest? Yep, looks like it. Neat little strat we don't tend to see too often in standard settings. He's just gonna go bypass most of the dungeon, do the checkerboard room and the green po first before the rest of the dungeon.
That's a very cool play. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a key on the well, so I suppose it is a technical minor time save to do this instead of pick up that key. Also just really nice to see. This can be a very, very difficult trick to get for Key Forest. Getting on top of the doorframe to summon the Scarecrow is not easy. Because that Scarecrow can only be summoned when you are at the same vertical height as the platform that it spawns on. Which essentially amounts to standing on the doorframe if you want to get it from anywhere that's not the place where the Scarecrow spawns.
Also, shoutouts to having Longshot in Forest. It makes it a much nicer experience.
Oh, for sure. You don't need Longshot in these settings, logically, but it's nice to have. What the hell's news through Key Forest? He just doesn't feel like doing it. Don't blame him. This will be double defense for him. Green Po is down for Engel. Longshot is hard required, correct. Water is a stone. We need it to be the seed. It doesn't do a ton as of right now, otherwise.
So despite all Engel's attempts to maneuver himself in the underdog role, I don't think he's came here to be sent home. He's giving all he's got.
Engel's played very well for sure. Taken some slightly more conventional routing strategies, which so far hasn't terribly hurt him all that much, as we're still in the early game and they've both found items on their routes. And it's a very good thing that it turns out that it was just Zeal on Idle SFM and a skill in the Wolfless Grotto, because Engel will be going to Lost Woods to check that song for his Way of the Hero. Otherwise, well, he might have been in a bit of a pickle for his long shot off the Lost Woods Bridge Scrub.
There's another nice trick I haven't seen many people do. So Engel first pushed the green block 2 times before pushing the brown block at 1 time. By using the hovers.
Yep. Another key here for Engel off the ice switch. It looks like we're going to have a whole bunch of items in the back, by the way, which is not too surprising. Hey, Coper. Yeah, it's been a bit since we've seen you on this OTR side. We have this is a relatively newer setting. In chest size matches content, the setting that you know as chest size matches content has been changed to chest appearance matches content, where we can do chest texture, can do just chest texture, just chest size, or both at the same time, and the textures have been changed as well. So the major items are in big chests with gold edging. Big keys remain in their big key chest. Small keys are now in small chests with silver edging. There is also now special textures for both, I think, both heart containers and Skulltula tokens. The Skulltula token chests are spider webs. Pretty distinctive design. And then regular junk items are, well, small brown chests as per the usual. And the classic CSMC from older versions of the randomizer is still available as, well, the setting called Classic CSMC.
So Engel just skipped a small key here. Normally you are not supposed to do that in Forest. You managed to sequence break.
Yep. You know, Matt, something I've been looking at my sheet and wondering, we're still missing 2 waved heroes. Wondering what those are at the moment.
I don't know, double keg. I don't know, the early game was so loaded. They might not be even relevant anymore.
No, but if they were relevant, that could be good, especially if there's one for a mirror shield or something.
Yeah, so my gut feeling says that we still need to do Shadow and also for the song. So maybe Bottom of the Well with them for the mirror shield, or
It's possible.
for Strength in Shadow, something like that. But strengths are not necessarily way of the hero, depending on where all 3 are located.
Yeah. So far, Forest Temple itself has turned up double defense, and if that's about the only thing remotely interesting in here, we'll see if there's anything else. 3 Stone and Lax are the Wincom's Coper. Same as previous years.
So Engel just needs to defeat 1 more Poe, and then he should have the big key already, or he will get it from this room, I'm not sure. And then he can do the boss.
They got the boss key already. That was the first chest in the dungeon. Simultaneous red and blue Poe fights for the 2. It's 3 Stone Bridge and the Shadow and Spirit Downsocked against Castle Boss Key in these settings. And oh hey, big chest. There's strength 2. Alright.
So we need only Water Temple access and the mirror shield then, in terms of knowledge about the seed, and the Lyra Rose, of course.
Yeah, water access and the mirror shield fish are the only 2 items we definitely still need for go mode at this point.
What if we need to beat Shadow and maybe Bottom of the Well for Light Arrow only?
That would be funny.
So I had the pleasure of meeting What Else in real life a few months ago, and he was using a controller that to most people looks like completely broken. But yeah, he is like if you just breathe out, then you push the A button already, so it's very sensitive. But yeah, he says that whenever he needs a new controller, it will be the end for his Zura career. He has to relearn the game from the start.
Because he's so used to this one after years of using it.
This is his only 1 controller, and he says it will be his last one. So let's hope for our entertainment that this controller will keep working for a while.
I do hope so. What the Hells is one of the great of course one of the greatest runners in the randomized in Ocarina of Time randomized, but it's also just a really great guy. I've also had the pleasure of meeting him in person myself a couple months back, and it would be a shame to see him go. And you never knew he had a slightly janky controller, considering his level of play.
Well, presumably he will be also at the SGLIVE event, so...
he will be part of a...
We can all admire his controller there.
Yes, Mira, they do have dins for this room that What the Hells is in, but it takes time to menu it, and the cutscene is long for dins, so What the Hells is not going to bother. Fun fact on that ice switch there, unlike the other ice switches in the game, that one does not check for an actually being shot with a projectile weapon, slingshot, or bow, as the others do. That particular ice switch only checks for the ice being melted. So in extremely rare circumstances, it is possible to have your first bow in that checkerboard chest What the Hell's open by finding all 5 keys without a bow and having Din's magic to melt that ice.
So Engel, the first one to reach the boss here in Forest Temple. Is he able to do the quick kill, or will he use the baby strats, like most of us?
We'll see. Hey Dieseler, TLDR of the seed. Nocturne and Hovers are way of the hero, everything else seems to be pretty early.
And Engel needs to go back to Child Lost Woods, the
Lost
bridge
Woods,
scrub,
yeah.
for the long shot. But the spawn is there, so if he thinks about it, he might find it when he goes Child again.
Yeah, he does know that SFM is way of the hero. He's picked up ZL and the scale out of it. He should go Child soonish to pick that up. Though it's also possible that Engel might think that it's Vanilla Saria's song there. I hope he doesn't. Since we do know that Lens is way of the hero in we do know Lens is most likely the way of the hero item in Zora's River, which seems to be for Wasteland Crossing for Saria's song for ZL. And I'm still wondering where the heck our bomb bag's at.
Okay, Engel, what are you going to do next? What are your options?
Well, that's not Shadow Tumble, because he doesn't have Nocturne. He is going to check the Deku Tree hint here, which is smart. He has not done Deku Tree, so he might as well get Misa's Adult while he's here. Engel doesn't particularly have any specific advantages here, not really. Longshot is on the Lost Woods Bridge Scrub for Engel. He skipped Lost Woods to Kokiri as a child earlier for the most part, so he has not found either of those things. Either that or Nocturne off the Saria song check. Which, at this point, is most likely way of the hero. The scale would be highly unusual as a way of the hero, to say the least. I'm still wondering where a bit of our logic is for the bomb bag, but in any case, there's the boss key for Engel.
We also still have presumably a Lens way of the hero.
Yep, which we think is for Wasteland Crossing. It could be for the treasure chest minigame. We have not gotten a hint for that.
I think Engel is going GTG.
Looks like it, which would make sense. Do the Wasteland Crossing. GTG's got some things. See what Adult Spirit looks like. That makes sense.
We don't have a bottle, I believe, so we can't do the Po yet.
Nope.
He's also taking a little bit of Hyrule Field with him.
Makes sense. Pick up some extra hints, get some extra items while you're on the way over there. Especially, like, for example, if he gets a Mirror Shield here, he could potentially clear the entirety of Spirit in one trip.
He has only one Chew, I believe, or did he use that one?
That's a good question, because that might actually be a problem if he doesn't find any more explosives here in the open grotto.
Maybe now he's here, maybe he will also do Lake. Or was Lake Foolish? I don't remember.
And adult fish instead. We don't know about Lab Dive. We don't know about Lab
Yeah,
Dive. As speaking of the adult fishing, there's the other copy of that hit.
Yeah, so it doesn't really make sense to go to Lake.
No. And Forest is done for what the hells. It was 44.40 and 44.25. Difference between the two. Finishing it, couple minutes, not too much. Looks like, yeah, Engel's saving a chew for the GTG Stalfos from my fight guess, or possibly Spirit. What the hell is backwalking out of the Deku Tree area here? We'll see where he's off to next. This might also be a Field 2 GTG play. Or not. He's off to Lost Woods.
Maybe he's doing River? I can see that.
Could be, with the scale he has.
don't see him go to fire or the fire area.
I'd be if he wanted to go fire, he'd play Bolero.
Also don't see him go ice because we know that ice is minuet.
Nah, and they don't have a bobble anyway.
They don't have Rudo's ladder, don't have bottle, yeah.
He's gonna find his lens, discover that's Wavy Hero, and probably just head straight to GDG after that, I expect.
That would have been a nice spoiler for anyone who was going to do ice early this seed. So Engel has like a 5-minute lead, 6-minute lead in progression, but he still needs his long shot. What else? I would give what else the advantage here.
Engel has a lead in terms of getting across the wasteland. He does not, but in terms of overall progression, that's harder to say. And bonus minor nitpicky thing for what the hells is that he will save it just a touch of time on Engel by going through Zora's River as an adult from the top, so he can just hovers on over to the lens instead of doing the glitchless jump, which Engel had a little bit of problem with. And oh wait, yeah, what the hell is off to Shadow Temple? That makes a lot. After something else here, it looks like that would make sense too. Composer Grave, that's sensible. Decent chance that could be honestly decent, not zero chance that we could get Requiem here, which would save what the hell's time.
Yeah, also a very sensible play to pick up the song here.
Yeah, and check the item. HBA, Recovery Heart, and Armies. Thanks.
I wouldn't be too surprised if he goes into Shadow, although it's slightly risky.
I mean, it's full clearable for what the hells. He does have sufficient explosives. He's got hovers, dins, hookshot, longshot, ZL, and a bow. It would make sense with the wave of heroes they've picked up at this point as we get Serenade. Okay, yawn. And that's Nocturne, makes sense. So we will get an answer as to what this wavy hero is for what the hells.
I think if Requiem is behind Shadow and maybe there's a key in Child Side Spirit, that would also resolve the Wave Hero.
That would. There's a good chance it's that. It could be Storms. There could be an item in Child Spirit or on the Colossus Arch too. And of course there could just be something sitting in Shadow Temple.
Oh, no.
Whoops. Taking a fall into the pit. Oh, big chest for Engel. More shoes, that's good for him, considering he was running out. Doesn't have to worry about the Beamos now. Nothing in the center. I'm really, really bad at peeking chests everywhere else.
Yeah, I don't see anything big here.
Nope.
Not very appealing to continue here.
No, not really.
But he does, okay.
I mean, he's still looking for several items. He does not have a mirror shield. He does not have Colossus access. He's missing a long shot too, don't forget. No, we do not know where Storms is, Diesler. Storms and Requiem are between Prelude and... Well, assuming we know, we're sorry to the Colossus by cross-elimination with logic at this point, but Requiem and Storms are between Prelude and OOT. And with Spirit being a stone, there's a pretty good chance that it's Requiem on Prelude, depending on key placement.
So yeah, I don't see what the hell's bailing anytime soon, unless he maybe finds Mirror Shield.
If he finds Mirror Shield, he might bail, but unless he does that, I don't think he sleeps here until he finishes the place. And even if he finds Mirror Shield, it would depend on where he found it, potentially, as to whether or not he bails.
He still needs Water Temple access, so yeah, continuing would also make sense still.
Yep. And it is just a very dense location, besides being Way of the Hero per our hints, because there are, I think, 13 items in here. Just for Engel. Which gives us... There's our first bomb bag!
I had a feeling that it might be the bomb bag, yeah. Look, that's
Not too
no logic.
surprised. Yep, bonus line was in the windmill. Hookshot, first hookshot is on the Lost Woods Bridge Scrub. Bow is in the windmill. That's entirely in logic. It does tell Engel that since that's his first bomb bag, there's probably a not bomb locked hookshot somewhere. How many explosives does Full Shadow need? Minimum 1, Coper, for the room What the Hell's just passed through there, where you absolutely have to bomb the wall open. You can use Strength for the big pot, and that's really about the only other place you really need. You need to blow something up in the Shadow Temple, because you just use Bow for the access to Bongo in the back.
Yeah, but the pot can be hinted sometimes, so you may be lucky that it's not an item.
Oh, and thank you, because I forgot the dirt pile before the boat. Okay, so one more. Oops.
Maybe I'm mistaken, but I had the idea that that chest was peekable before you blow it.
It is. Yeah. If it's a major item, you can see the corner of the chest peeking out from the rubble.
I think the chest is not invisible when the pile has not been blown up yet. Or maybe with lens, yeah, that's right. Maybe with lens.
Maybe, yeah. Which they do have. That was in Way of the Hero River. Which we think is for Wasteland Crossing. Is that seriously another big chest for Engel? And a wallet. Okay, game. That doesn't do much. Fire Temple is the Light Medallion, so they probably are never going there. And, Fire's the Light Medallion, and we don't need a tunic for Central Pillar, technically. They're also hoping to not need to do Central Pillar. Another big chest giving us... Oh hey, French Vanilla Ice Arrows. Sure. And there's a boss key for What the Hells. And nothing else in the Light room. So that's it for GTG. Bomb bag, wallet, and ice arrows. That's okay.
A big one on What the Hell's aside.
Bomb bag!
Oh, okay.
That's bomb locked.
Was there a key in the bombable room?
You remember you have to bomb a wall. You have to bomb the wall open by the compass chest.
Yeah, it's in the center. Yeah.
Like the entire back, the later 2/3 or so of Shadow Temple are bomb locked. Yeah, and that's true too. That the magic is so far bomb locked too on the Lost Woods Bomb Grotto because we have no idea where the hammer is. GTG bomb bag is seemingly our first one. No Coper, the GTG bomb bag is available. It's on the eye statue, which you can get to with GTG access, which that's a bonus song out of the windmill. You need a hookshot, which is Fear 0 on the Lost Woods Bridge Scrub, and you need a bow, which is also in the windmill, so that's fine. It's like Sphere 3, maybe, or something for that GTG bomb bag. It's in logic.
So what song are you hoping for if you're Engel?
Not sorry. Oh, he Requiem probably. I think we know it's gonna be Saria's here, but he doesn't have enough info for that yet. I don't think. Wasteland, here's a new check for Engel. Another big chest. And skull number 7 for him. What the hell's is going a bit more? And that's a mirror shield.
Oh, that's a mirror shield, okay.
That's confirmed way over here. And nice BGS off the Wasteland. Yeah, mirror shield in the Shadow Temple spot pot is, well, that resolves our way to hero pretty solidly right there.
I think What the Hell will continue until the shortcut. I think you...
At least till the shortcut, yeah. Don't know if he'll finish the place, but he will at least till the shortcut. He's pretty close.
He only needs gold skill or irons for go mode, for light arrow mode.
Yeah.
So I think you just bail here.
I think so. Bail and go check how Adult Spirit looks. And if it turns out it's keylocked, come right back here.
You can also finish in the hopes of Requiem. But you don't have
Yeah, I could see either play. Either finishing for Requiem or bailing would both be valid plays here from him, honestly. We'll see in a minute. Suppose the Gibdos. It's a technical 50-50 for Requiem Zeph, but it practically not quite that due to spirit keys. As again, not of great.
Okay, so if our logic reading is correct, then this must be Sarias.
This should be Saria song. I don't, because otherwise we've got some funky logic going on. SFM is still Way of the Hero. Thanks. That is our second copy of that hint, and not very helpful. I think that's a red rupee on the arch.
I did see that too.
Alright, I'm not blind. Good. I'm usually terrible at seeing
or
that.
we are both blind.
Yeah, and I don't think that's... I'm not sure what I'm... Not entirely sure what that is on the art hand. It didn't look like a big chest. And what the hell's this finishing shadow, which makes sense. And yep, sorry, son. Alright. We haven't goofed logic, that makes a lot of sense, and we're good. We found our logic, and at this point, we have no real indication as to where Gold Skill or Iron Boots are. Our Way of the Heroes are completely resolved. And doesn't lock much of anything else. And we don't really have any and we haven't really found anything that's remotely resembling Iron's Locked either. COS D&D, see the standard rule set. Ocarina of Time Randomizer competitively almost always runs on the standard rule set, which is largely glitchless. We allow ground jumps, flame storage, and a singular clip in Shadow Temple. All types of all super slides of all kinds, all hovers, all other clips, and most anything else are all banned as we get a Goron tunic for Engel out of Adult Spirit.
So let's see what's the game situation. Of course, Engel needs to go to Shadow, he needs to pick up his long shot, he needs to pick up Nocturne. Yeah, he's reasonably far behind now.
Yep, and that is a small key. Interesting.
It was probably better for him if he was locked out here.
Yeah, so that he'd be forced to go Shadow for his Mirror Shield. Or he'd be forced to go get Nocturne to go do Shadow for Mirror and Requiem. Otherwise, well, he hopefully still goes there anyway, but he doesn't know for sure that's what it is.
I can see him go Child, pick up Nocturne, and then save Warp to Adult immediately, and missing his long shot.
Yeah, we're really hoping he does not that, but they're getting close to go mode, and that's concerning because the closer you are to go mode, the more likely you are to skip out of the way checks in hopes that you're right at the thing you're missing is just on the way. It's one thing to do to go a little bit out of your way for the Lost Woods Bridge scope when you're missing 5 or 10 items for go mode. It's another thing when you're missing 2.
What the hell with the quick spins? Wow, he's so good with those. On his broken controller.
Oh, big chest for Engel.
Maybe that's what we all do wrong.
Another key on the northeast ledge. I think there was one on Adult Climb. We must have gotten totally lost. That's a big chest too here. And Heart Container off Vongo, why not? What the hell's... More chews! Sure! For Engel. And yeah, one key on Adult Climb. So, I want to see how many keys are in Child Climb. And just in general, there's Iron Boots. Alright, we're in light arrows from no mode on our end.
What the hell is very close to winning right now. You will find those on his path.
Yep. He's, I think, going to go pick up Requiem and probably head on over there after that. As we get our big Poe bottle from Child Climb. Brain's really scatterbraining. There's a logical key too. So either there's a key on Child side or there's a key on Sunblock now. Or Child side or Sunblock has our logical third key, or yeah. We're gonna find out if it's Requiem very shortly. If it's Requiem logically recorded or not, Coper. It's still what the hell is still gonna be able to save some time and just going straight to Requiem's nice and he can just go straight here instead of going through GTG. It's probably a bit of a net time loss, but it's not a huge one. And he doesn't have to think about whether or not he wants to look at GTG on his way over there. Alright, Requiem is not required at all for a key on Child side, because there's the last one on Sunblock. It might be the boss key on Child side, though, because we haven't seen that yet. And even if boss key's on Child side, what the hell says Requiem? Engel is the one who doesn't have that, or Nocturne, or a long shot, or a mirror shield.
Yeah, it's looking really good for what the hells. You will find irons very soon, and then he's basically in go mode. And light arrows will just be hinted for him.
Yeah, the Engel's gonna have to hope that light arrows are either deep in Jabu or deep fire, or maybe strength light trial or something. Where what the hell has to go on an item hunt, because otherwise, we're in a bit of a pickle. He's not in a particularly good spot, unfortunately. Skipping Lost Woods Kokiri as Child did not... Well, skipping Lost Woods really as Child, unfortunately, was not the play today. He went for some more unconventional early game routing, hoping to get an advantage over What the Hells, knowing that What the Hells is one of the best players of Ocarina of Time Randomizer, and that doing the same routing as him is not the way to win, Mirror Shield Coper is in the pot in Shadow Temple, just before right by the invisible spikes room where you bomb it open. Yeah, it's halfway through the temple. And I don't know whether Engel continues. He'll find out if the boss key... well, there's the boss key, so... He knows that he doesn't need Requiem for keys. And he also knows that he's missing just a mirror from glow mode. He'll have mirror from glow mode at that point, so I could honestly see Engel bailing. So I think finishing Shadow and getting Prelude is a slight time loss over hiking back to Requiem. On foot, but it's close. But yeah, and what the hell is his shoes? It means finish Shadow. Engel does have 2 hints, in fact, pointing him to Shadow Temple. He has Hover Boots, Wave the Hero, and Lon Lon Ranch, and he knows that Sacred Forest Meadow is Wave the Hero, which has presently given him Zelda's Lullaby and a scale. We're really hoping he goes child after this to go find his child SFM song, which we know to be Nocturne, and pick up his long shot off the Lost Woods Bridge Scrub on the way. And he needs to do that pretty soon to have any chance of staying in this race.
Having a little bit of problems here with the movable wall.
Yeah, no long shot means it's gonna take a little bit to get this. What the hell is this having a few issues here, so yeah, no, Engel chose to skip Child, Lost Woods, and SFM because they spawned in Lost Woods from Goron City. He did Mido's house, and he preluded immediately out, looking to perhaps get an edge on what the hell's by not doing the most obvious early game plays, which unfortunately didn't much pay out. There's prelude for him, as he's locked out of here now.
Yeah, his adult one gave him too much good items to, so that he stayed actually in adult.
Yeah, he hasn't been back child in an hour and something.
I think is he setting nighttime here?
I think he's setting nighttime. This will probably be a Dompe digging and lens game check as well. Or no, he's big pose. That makes sense. Because he did pick up a big Poe bottle here in Spirit Temple.
I don't remember. Oh, it was a big Poe bottle, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't need to use OGC to set time of day. They do have Sunsong, I forgot that. That was also in Wave of Hero Ranch, though Sunsong is almost certainly not it. Nice wallet off big Poes, sure. I guess if we need Central Pillar, we know that's logic. Or what little that's worth. And Engel's gonna find out DMT is foolish here, which doesn't have much of anything. The chest here is nothing memorable.
Looks like we have a very fast race on our hands here.
We do. What the hell's is already in his second to last required dungeon here at an hour 11, and almost done with it. He'll have his ruby by an hour 20.
Doesn't want to orphan those spirit chests for the light arrows.
No, because it's a hike. It's annoying to get back here. You're on there. It's right here. You're right next to it. You might as well do it real quick.
Also, he's still looking for the big key, of course.
Mm-hmm. This might, yeah, it is right there. This might be the. I think the fastest time determined was an hour 31, which, unless the light arrows are in Ganon's castle, I don't think it'll quite be an hour 31. It's a little. I think it's a little too long for that. Yeah, though it kind of depends water bosky and light arrow location at this point. Yes, Melee, a big Poe bottle can be Way of the Hero if it locks. If Big Poe's locks Epona's, if that's the only bottle, for that matter, available, or if it locks a bow. There's a few different ways, but yes, Big Poe bottles can be Way of the Hero either for Big Poe's or for the bottle, or both. I remember seeing a seed a little while back where Hammer was Way of the Hero to do Big Pose because it locked both of the available bottles were behind a hammer. One was a Big Poe bottle, the other was a regular bottle. Both were equally available behind a hammer, it's just that they were both hammer locked. Yeah. Big Pose and Ruto's letter are the only things that can be bottle contents that are logically considered, because you can't waste them. Anything else is not. Bugs, fairies, blue fire, none of that.
Yeah, blue fire won't be Way of the Hero because you can waste it.
Yep. Because logic has to ensure repeatable access to that kind of thing. Which does remind me, King's Aura is in logic. With 2 wallets. Because you can, in fact, have a repeatable source of blue fire by buying it with 2 wallets. Costs 300 apiece, I believe. And they also do, in fact, now have Gaddon's Castle access, besides for that, blue fire access from Water Trial.
Yeah,
Engel is hoping to avoid Shadow Temple.
Engel has figured out that Nocturne must be in Child Minuet, and if he needs that, he'll probably lose. That's what he's probably thinking.
Yeah. I'm not sure what he thinks Nocturne could be bait for, admittedly, but he's trying to avoid it, which is understandable against the runner like what the hell's.
I mean, it can still be bait for Requiem, which technically it is.
Well, he got all 5 keys in Spirit. He knows
Oh, he
it's
got all
not
5.
that.
Oh shit, yeah.
Like, that's the thing, is he got all 5 keys in Spirit. I'm not sure what he thinks Nocturne could have been bait for. We're gonna see Water Temple in any case from him. Unfortunately, long shot less water. He does at least have hover boots, so it's not as much of an issue. Long shot and hovers are pretty interchangeable for most things in most of Water Temple that's not Morpha, actually. But, we'll see where the boss key is. Yeah, no, Cooper, it makes sense Engel taking more unconventional plays. He knows he's at a bit of a disadvantage against what the hell's happened here. One of the strongest runners in the randomizer, a favorite to win the tournament. He's trying to do some more unusual plays just to try and get ahead, because he knows he won't win on straight execution. And, well, unfortunately, that lost to its SFM plays is really biting him right now.
Yeah, Engel came into this race with a game plan and he followed through on it. He was just a bit unlucky that this was not the seed where this game plan was going to succeed, despite Deku being Baron.
Yep. Like, Engel ended up spending more time in GTG finding his logical bomb bag than what the hells did in Deku Tree.
Was there actually money in Deku Tree? Because there was a 50 in Kokiri's sport, which gave what the hell's enough money for that scrap.
Yep. Alright, there's the ruby for what the hell's in hour 16.
Yeah, Shadow had the mirror shield indeed.
Yep. Alright, keys on both map and cracked wall chests here in the water. The mirror shield was in the big old pot in Shadow Temple. That's why Hovers and Nocturne were way of the hero. No, I guess really the only question left of this scene, Matt, where's the light arrows?
Yeah, I suppose Ganon will tell us. I hope it's not going to be AD at this point. Oh wait, it can be on OT, so it won't be AD. Burning Kek is dead.
It would be kind of mean if it was sitting in Fire or Jabu at this point, though. Ice Cavern would be kind of... Ice Cavern wouldn't be too bad because they do have a bottle, but Fire or Jabu would be straight up horrendous.
I don't think what else has a bottle yet? I don't think he has.
He got the big bottle out of Spirit.
Oh, I thought it was in GTG, but yeah, it was in Spirit, I guess.
Yep. There was Child Climb, so he's got it. Took a few tries, but Engel did get the hover shred over here to the boss key chest.
And what we see now, the culmination of what went wrong for Engel. I mean, they're both in the same dungeon, but Engel doesn't have the stuff, and what the hell does.
Yeah. Yeah, so Engel wants light arrows to be somewhere that What the Hells can't currently get. So that might be Top of Fire, that could be Deep Jabu, that might be Light Trial or OGC, somewhere that requires What the Hells to go find an item. Which might give Engel enough time to go find the item for What the Hells does.
But at the same time, what the hell's route has been so incredibly efficient. Even then, it will be hard for him to catch up. But it's basically his only win condition.
Pretty much. It's another small key on bow target.
I was hoping for early big key for a sub 130, but
Yeah, that's not happening. It looks like Big Key seems, Smallest Key seems like the Central Pillar, Dragon, or the Dark Link loop. Nice. Because it's not on the compass chest.
It's not that I'm not enjoying myself, but it just the race seems like it's a done race.
It does feel close to it, yes. We're just missing light arrows, and if that's in Ganon's castle, that's not light trial. That would be GG's to What the Hells. If light arrows are in GTG, that's on the toilet, and What the Hells can get that quite easily. He might not do the toilet immediately, but he can do it. It's the bigger thing. Because even if Engel bails out of Shadow after a Mirror Shield, it's still half of Shadow Temple to get almost half of Shadow. Yeah, like, the pod is like almost basically the halfway point of Shadow Temple, and that's a long way. That's a good ways in. It's not especially quick. And the Child Lost Woods SFM trip is going to take a few minutes anyway.
If what else would pause for 25 minutes now, I think he would still be ahead when those 25 minutes are over.
He might honestly be. Yeah,
he needs to pick up 2 items, he needs to pick up the song, he needs to beat Shadow, he needs to...
Oh, he doesn't need to beat Shadow. Yeah, he needs to do at least half of Shadow Temple, which is still the better part of 10 minutes.
He also needs to beat Tenrova.
And that is slow. And he never got Serenade from the Composer Grave, so he has to also go back to Water Temple to beat Morpha too, which is extra time on top of everything else.
So the only thing that was not yet is the Water Temple. We have to do the entire loop.
Yep. And What the Hells is gonna save a bit of time on Engel, skipping some of the longer checks and heading straight to Darkling. Trying to go fast, also potentially reading a little bit into Water Temple key logic, because as with all other forms of key logic, Water Temple key logic assumes you use your keys in the worst way possible. In these settings, that means that Darklink and River Chest are 5 key locked, and that the boss key chest is also 5 key locked. Having found, I think, what was an item on the boss key chest, What the Hells knows that a lot of the other early checks will also be keys, so he's going to go for the key lock checks because they have a higher chance of being the boss key, and also Darklink's fairly quick on 7 hearts, it's not too bad.
Wasn't it the case that the big key is placed first, so that all the chests have the equal probability for the big key?
Yeah. Well, it's more like there's a lower chance of anywhere else having the boss key, I guess, is maybe the better way of putting it. At this point with the keys. Water key logic is easy in these settings. These doors are the 5 key locked, everything else isn't, is just locked behind whatever it requires to physically get there, which is pretty obvious generally. And there it is, Darkling. Makes sense.
So what the hell's on his way to the final boss he needs to beat before Ganon?
Yep, and then we're gonna go see from Ganondorf. Where are these layers at?
Should we do a little poll? Maybe not an official one, but any predictions?
Yeah, just chat. Put your guesses in the. Just put your guesses in the chat. Just regular. Where are they? Don't have any particular powers here on SpeedGaming, so no formal predictions or polls. Just regular old. Just put a thing in chat and take a guess. I'm kind of. Where do I want light arrows to be? I do kind of.
I'm gonna go
want
fire.
this. Hey, you take my guess. Toilet would be funny for me. What's the second worst place they could be? They'll be there, likely. I think we're okay, Cobra. We'll find the actual. We'll find a hint for in a few minutes anyway for lights. Forgot Cobra here in chat is actually a SpeedGaming mod on this channel. Really for Engel, I really hope he goes child here. He doesn't have a ton of appealing options as adult, and he really should follow his way to hero in SFM now, I think.
Yeah, I don't imagine this has been a good experience for Engel.
No,
Hasn't
not.
really found anything in the last hour.
No, and he knows he's missing something at this point. Just a recovery heart off Morpha. I think Root Dragon Chest might have been our last key. And that's a Sapphire for what the hell is it? Hour 25. Might have just missed a cat, probably just... Okay, yeah, miscounted the key somewhere, it's no big deal. Shoot the sun for what the hells, may as well check it while you're right here, just in case this is lights, which it isn't. That is a second bottle,
Yeah,
sure.
Just a potion.
Yep, I don't need that. He already has one. He already has a big Poe bottle, so he's gonna leave that behind, and he's off to Ganon's. Yeah, here's the big question for Engel. He's getting Nocturne now. Does he get Longshot after this? Because if he doesn't, that's bad.
I don't imagine he will cut the long shot right now. I think he will just go Shadow immediately.
That's what I think so too, which would be deeply unfortunate for him. Big 5 shield flicks. And yeah. Oh, Sarah, Sunsong? Okay, where is he going then? Probably still not the Lost Woods Bridge Scrub, unfortunately. And we'll see. Longshot is the Lost Woods Bridge Scrub Cobra. This is what we want him to do. He might be going there now, I think. Yeah, okay, I think he's going there. He's not orphaning this, which is good, because this is a is he? Oh no,
Well,
he's diving the river.
I would expect him to void out the Kokiri Forest if he was going there.
Yeah. He's heading to Lake? Yeah, maybe, but that's unfortunate, because that was Engel's last chance to route in that Longshot lot, basically. It's now a very out of the way, very, very forgettable check. I don't know when he's ever getting back to. Yeah, that makes sense. True. Letterspot is checking whether or not that's Scaleway of the hero.
The domain is foolish, so he's not going to do any checks here.
Yeah.
He's quickly checking Dempe before he's going back adult. Oh, he hasn't done Composer's Grave yet. That makes sense.
Yeah. So at least he'll have Serenade here to get back more quickly.
We'll know where our light arrows are in a minute.
Yep. Sorry, we're just briefly checking on the French restream, because we do have a French restream. I think I forgot to mention that earlier, but we do have a Francophone restream as well, thank you to Barbu and Asuna.
It's the Fire Temple, okay.
Alright, where's Hammer?
Might be here for a little while longer.
We might. That's quite a spot. We know it's not Pierre in Fire. That much we do know, because Pierre was hinted to be junk. Other than that, though, well, it's time to go see if Fire's Hammerlock before we go running off to find it.
Well, if for some reason Engel finds a hammer first and the light arrows are locked behind hammer, it might be one of the craziest comebacks in history of OT. Or it's just here, that's also possible.
It's possible. Nope. Thanks for the prescription.
Well, that locks us out immediately. Nice sets of play by saving in Gannon's.
Yep. Nothing on the lens game.
New poll, where's hammer?
Yeah, where's this hammer? Because that's what we need, and, what the hell is hoping it's not someplace really silly?
So what would be the silliest place for what else? Did he orphan anything?
Not really, I don't think. I mean, he's done all the checks on his way, more or less. And he's been pretty thorough on doing checks.
Maybe something like Harrow Castle Ferry? But yeah, when is Engel going to do that? Certainly not now.
Yeah. Alright, Feroz is nice, I guess. Doesn't really do a whole bunch of anything for what the hells, but it's not nothing. Yeah, I think what the hells might have left an item or two behind in water. That's a big chest in Shadow Trial 1. And Strength 3. Well, that's nice. Convenient. Not quite vanilla, but close. We have not done chickens, that is true. Had no real reason to do child cack. So that is a minorly orphan check, as what Engel finally goes through Shadow. And another big chest on Shadow Trial 2. Okay. Is this it? Nope, that's a Zora tunic that we really don't need.
I don't recall seeing any small chests in this seed.
Not much, no. It seems to be mostly big chests. Lots and lots of bait.
Yeah, this is going to be all brown chests. Let's watch.
Nope, there's a big chest again. And a small key. Oh hey, thanks for a slingshot. Sure.
Let's pick
I
up
mean,
the
one
upgrades.
other is Vanilla on the Woods target, and Goma was useless, so that does nothing at all. And another small chest. That is their first slingshot, Zeph, because another one's Vanilla on the Woods target. No clue what the third is. They don't need it or want it. Child Spirit would be funny, actually, for the sling. At this point, it is very unlikely to be of any use, but I do wonder what our remaining two Way of the Heroes are.
So what else is picking up Storm soon? That would be a good guess.
Yeah, I mean, his main options right now were GTG or Storms into Well and Child Cleanup.
I think he will do GTG first.
Honestly, either would make sense.
I think it's the safer play because you might think that Engel also has been to GTG. So if you think you're ahead, then you want to do all the checks that Engel did.
Yes, Zav. Lens was logically required to cross the wasteland for Sariasong at the Colossus to get ZLF Minuet to go beat Shadow Temple for Requiem upgrading. Thanks. Oh, that's an item. Ruda's letter on OGC. Oh dear.
I hope no one's got to do anything in the next hour.
Because we might be here for a bit. Now, there's a lot open. Yeah, Ice is in Logic. If we ever find a Boomerang, Jabu's a thing. We do know Boomerang Chest is dead, so what the hells won't be doing that?
What happened to those good old times when the light arrows were just on the light arrow cutscene?
Yeah. We're Lights Melee Fire Temple, and it's hammerlocked. We are currently on a good old hammer hunt for what the hell. Yeah, Kofer, remember when sub 130 looks close? At this rate, we might not even sub 2, depending on where this hammer's gone off to.
Yeah, what the hell easily has like 20 minutes to look for his hammer before Engel is back in the game.
Yeah.
Not to mention not having found his long shot in Child 2. So now we get to see how can't find the English word. How efficient else is going to full clear his seed.
Pretty much, as we get a second boo off Richard. Thanks, game. Yeah, maybe Shannock and chat noting maybe getting Requiem off Prelude might push him to check spell as Child Spirit for long shot, which would send him for mode Child Cleanup, hopefully, but we don't. Engel knows long shot lock because Water Temple is required to see.
I think we still need one or two Way of the Heroes, right? I think it makes sense to check some hints. Maybe the hammer is hinted. if you find the hammer, you also have to make the choice whether to beat for Veja early.
Yeah. Hammer cannot be on Big or on Virgil. DMT is that foolish. So Stormtrooper with the Hells. And Engel is going to pick up, I think this was, yeah, bomb back off this chest. We never did get a Frogs 2 hit VXR. It is a technically non-zero chance that Lanes are on Frogs 2. Or Frogs 1.
Well, River was way of the hero. But we already
Yeah.
established that lens was required.
Yeah.
Actually, was lens required?
Yeah, so you had to get Saria. You had to get Lens for Wasteland Crossing for Saria's for ZL for Requiem.
But I think there was nothing on child side, so why do we need Requiem?
Well, because Requiem is behind that. Your Colossus access has to be is behind Lens.
Oh,
No matter what.
okay.
That's the point. Yes, we are actually missing 2 Way of the Heroes, Mira. Yeah, I'm a little surprised what the hell's hasn't been chasing Way of the Hero hints more, but at the same time, we've gotten all the easy ones. But what are our missing hint stones? We haven't seen I don't think we've seen any of the lake hints. We haven't seen Fountain. We're missing an assortment of grottos here and there, probably. We never saw the Hyrule Castle hints. Some other loose ends that all kind of suck at this point, really. I don't particularly blame what the hell's for not wanting to go out of his way for Way of the Heroes at this rate.
Yeah, this is like the ultimate definition of a casino.
Pretty much. As this hammer could be anywhere that's not Fire Combo. Could be right here, in fact, because that's a big chest. And there it is. Alright, that's Prelude for What the Hells, and he's off. Go beat the seed.
We never should have doubted what the hell. He just knows where his items are. Yeah, without those without the long shot, Engel also opts to full clear shadow here.
Yeah, makes sense. How bad would you feel if there's a Way of the Hero hint for Lawson's Way of the Hero hint for that long shot? Pretty bad, I think, Zeph. It's really unfortunate. That would be a rather unfortunate case if that there was a Way of the Hero.
Now is the seed going to be nice and put the light arrow stormer early in fire? And also, do you beat for Veja instead of trying to go up as fast as you can?
I mean, depends what the boss key is at this point.
Because
What?
he does have furrows.
Cooper, what the hell's gets Ecola next? In semifinals, which should be a really, really good matchup.
And it will be a best of 3, so we get to see at least 2 races between the two.
Yep. The other semifinal is equally good. We've got Mr. Mario versus Exodus on that one. Here's a big chest. And there they are. Alright, that is GG's to what the hell's he's out of here. Well, that's good with what the hell's. It's been GG's for a bit, but realize he never actually set furrows after getting it in Water Trial. Doesn't matter in the slightest. Just a touch of extra time. Yes, Zaf, we've got Mario versus Exodus and What the Hells versus Equal as our 2 semifinals. It's just going to be 2 fantastic matchups. Speaking of What the Hells versus, speaking of Mario versus Exodus, their games 1 and 2 are already on the schedule. Game 1 will be tomorrow at 2:15 p.m. Eastern, and then Game 2 for them will be on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We are still missing a commentator and a tracker for tomorrow, and as well as a tracker for Tuesday if anyone is available. And of course, we will want volunteers for What the Hells versus Ecola as well. Please join the SGL Discord if you want more information and to volunteer. Link is in the chat. It's nothing but good matchups left here.
Yeah, I hope none of you made plans this weekend, because yeah, those are insane races. You don't want to miss those.
Yep.
Well, the casino didn't hold us up for too long, maybe just 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad actually. Just they had to get Storms, go to the well, and there's your hammer. On goes down for Engel. So he'll probably pick up Requiem and go to Spirit from there, and he'll be... that'll be about when What the Hell's finishes. Since What the Hell's only a couple minutes out, or if Ganon only takes 2 or 3 minutes generally.
There's the force medallion for Engel. Who will be put out of his misery in about 5 minutes, 4 minutes.
Closer to 3.
Maybe even closer to 3, yeah.
What the Hell's unfortunately missing the 1 cycle on Ganondorf.
Maybe 4.
Yeah. There's Requiem for Engel. So, he'll probably be on Twin Rova when What the Hell's not done's here. Since he already has the boss key. Just needs to go hookshot up. It might not, no, I don't think he'll click to Twin Rova because he still needs to go climb back up and lower the platform. That'll take him a bit. And it was a good race. Some interesting routing divergence early, a lot of items really quickly. And unfortunately, there was no saving Engel from Child Lost Woods in SFM today.
Yeah, I did really like Engel's game plan. He managed to skip Deku, which was a good decision. But he skipped a little bit too many things in his Child one.
Yeah.
You can't really do Lost Woods if you don't have money, so that's one of the harder things. He could have maybe pick up the 50 in Kokiri's sword chest and then go back to Lost Woods.
He did, yeah. I know he saw the Kokiri sword chest. I can't remember if he picked it up, but...
No, I think he didn't pick it up. I think only What the Hell's picked it up.
Yeah, that might have been part of his reasoning there. We'll see. They will both... We are on a 15-minute delay, so I have already asked them both about interview, and they will be joining us here after What the Hells finishes on restream.
Yeah, What the Hells has been doing so well in recent years. You always feel like you have to make some sort of play against him.
It's hard to not be. It's hard to not be a bit intimidated by What the Hells as one of the best players in the randomizer. He's very modest about his own skills, but What the Hells is very good as Engel takes a fall on the wall. Ouch. And that'll be GG's here for What the Hells.
But I mean, if Engel would have played more similarly to What the Hells in this seed, then it would in the end it would have been just a casino. It might have been the decision between GTG and Bottom of the Well, for example.
Yeah, and if Longshot had been in GTG, that might have been a difference maker here for them today. As What the Hells finishes here, 149-13. GG's. Well played, and he is moving on to semis. Engel has understandably decided to immediately quit, and I believe they should both be joining us here shortly.
GG's to What the Hells.
GG's, and
Canadians be proud. Well, both of our runners are in chat. We have to wait until they also are in the commentary booth.
Yep.
Welcome, Engel. What the Hells? GG's.
Hey, GG's, Engel.
GG's.
So, what the Hells?
GG's, guys.
Another day in the office for you?
I mean, no. I mean, I was surprised to see that it was the long shot that was missing. The whole time I was so stressed out at the end looking for the hammer and all, and then turns out it was not a race at that point, which is it's funny to read after, like, in your brain you're dying and then you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Engel was heading back up Spirit at the end there. Return Rova. Oh yeah, GG's. Yeah, Engel, you guys both spawned a child in Lost Woods. You both did Mido's house, checked the Kokiri sword chest, and then Engel immediately preluded, whereas What the Hells you did? You got the money from the Kokiri sword chest, you did Deku, you did Lost Woods and SFM, and then followed Engel to Ranch and Adults, basically.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Engel did not go back to Child at SFM until about an hour, almost an hour and a half in.
Yeah, I mean, like I said in the race time, that wasn't the initial plan. I was going to go back sooner, but like I thought, okay, I'll get the sword chest and then get Lon and then save quit back, and then I got hovers, and I was like, well, let's go adult. We'll go Bolero, Cat Graveyard route, get all the songs, and then go back maybe. Right? But then it's like, well,
Yeah.
I guess I can beat DC. I got to do that. And DC hands me the other hook shot, and I'm like, well, I can beat Forest. I need to do that. And Forest hands you Strength 2, I think it was.
Oh
Yeah, that was Strength 2 was in
And
there.
having Strength 2, and I have the Watts saying, Lens and River, Hovers and Lon, I'm thinking, is it just telling me to cross the desert? Because if it is, then, like, I kind of just need to keep going, right? Like, maybe at that point I could have double-checked the SFM Wath, because I wasn't sure if it was just, like, forest access or something else.
Mm-hmm.
But even if I do double check that, I think the Lost Woods scrub owns me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As,
like I was saying on race time, I am kind of scared of leaving those checks behind at the beginning to like commit to something so early. I hate having that in my mind like the whole time in the back of my mind. But I get why you would do it with Prelude. Like I haven't played that many seeds with settings that you start with Prelude. So it does add like that extra element that you can always just say, yeah, I'm going adult at any time. But yeah.
Yeah, like normally doing this kind of move in these races feels pretty good, but this time it's like the seed just gave me too much to ever want to go back to that scrub, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would have never imagined that. In my mind, I was like, yeah, it's impossible to miss any items in this seed. I thought for sure we'd both be like rushing to find the hammer somewhere. I was like, oh fuck, one of these, and then yeah.
Yeah, so you guys actually finished. So, you guys ended up in forest at very similar times. Engel got in a few minutes before you. What the hell's nice 3-key forest for you, by the way, Engel. That was neat to see.
The classic.
Yeah, and
Got
then
to
you guys
skip the
left
well.
it. Yeah, you guys left, and then you guys left forest like 3 minutes apart. So at that point, Engel, you went basically field to GTG to Spirit, full clear GTG, found your logical bomb back off the GTG eye statue and not much else.
Yep.
And what the
I was
hell
like,
is
well,
you,
this kind of sucks, but if this is the only like explosives, it's I guess okay.
Yeah, and so you did that, and then what the hell's you, after finishing Forest a couple minutes after Engel, you went.
Yeah, I did River,
You
and then
you
Shadow.
did some cleanup and then Shadow, yeah, basically, and that more or less put you in glow mode at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
so-
lens was scary because at that point I think like the Prelude song, there was a 2 out of 3 chance it would be Storms or Requiem. But then I'm
Yeah.
like, but it could just be forest access. But then I thought, shit, the crossing the wasteland could be for Sarias to get ZL to then get the other songs.
yeah,
So I
that
thought,
was-
yeah, I'll just do Shadow. Plus, like, I do still need like 3-4 items, and Shadow's like pretty good anyway. And then I got the Mirror Shield, and I almost left. I thought, let's just keep going. So I was pretty happy to find Requiem after that, though.
Yeah, I did really like your game plan, Engel, coming into this race. You decided to skip Deku, and that turned out to be a Baron, so that was a good choice for the seed. Yeah.
Wait, you
Yeah,
never
it
did
did-
Deku? What?
No,
I mean,
it got what the hell's an extra 2-pack, but that was about it.
oh,
for
there was another one in there.
appreciable.
That was my other hope. I was like, maybe he runs out of choose before he gets into the back part of Shadow that has that other bomb bag, but I guess not if you find another.
Yeah.
Damn, what a baller.
Again, it was like the initial, like I have Prelude, I can just go to Lon Lon, get some hints from Temple of Time, see the layout, maybe do, like the song route, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then just go back with all the songs and maybe just like more stuff to finish, like just do more in Child, right? All at once.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, the DC Forest just hand me all the stuff. So it just didn't make sense to go back at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy because that long shot is like so irrelevant. So for me, I'm just like, oh, cool, I have a hook shot now. But then, like, for you, why would you go back? Like, the long shot doesn't do anything, basically.
Yeah, like instead, I'm like, well, I have literally everything to full clear
Mm-hmm.
GTG and then go Spirit and do the Adult Spirit. So if it is like a logical crossing, like that's way more density at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. It made sense for you, just unfortunate. No, we saw that you got to DC before What the Hells, because What the Hells did Deku and all the other Child things. And we see that Hookshot and we're like, oh, that
Yeah.
might be a problem. When we saw that DC Hookshot, and yeah, that just wasn't a great spot for you, Engel. We did wonder, since we never saw the other two Way of the Heroes on Restream, if there was one for that, but if it was, it would have been in a pretty stupid spot, so I'm not sure it would have helped.
Yeah, I was trying to check like a decent amount of hints too. Like I even did more field and stuff to try and find another Wath, and just all I had was what River. What did we have?
Meadow.
Yeah, and then
It was
Ranch.
River SFM and
Ranch.
Ranch.
Yeah,
for
that was all I
three.
had. So
And maybe they were in Domain and Fountain. 'cause no one
Yeah.
went there.
That
likely
letter
just
in
Yeah.
Baron
OGC.
area.
There's also Lake and Castle. Like there was a whole. Yeah, we never saw most of the field grottos because you only had one true going through there, the GTG angle.
Well, I did all but the one remote grotto.
Is it okay? Yeah. So
So-
there's the remote grotto. There's probably like just some loose ends things. Oh, the valley hindstone because that was foolish.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
Couple storms grottos. They're just some loose ends hindstones that would have been a bit of a pain to track down.
Yeah, I mean that's part of why I like the early adult play too there when I do it, because getting cat graveyard and then I go up river, get all those hints, get SFM as adult hints and stuff. They just didn't tell us anything useful this time.
Oh, you did river right after CAC, or?
Yeah, an adult
Okay.
one, because I had river. Oh no, I got the river Watt in river.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
that
okay,
was
okay.
funny.
And I was like, thanks, game.
That one was funny. Yeah, it's like, oh, gee, thanks. Great to know the lens is on.
Yeah, I don't remember where I got it. Maybe no, it wasn't Meadow. Maybe it
DC.
was the Nocturne pad. Oh, it was DC. Okay.
Yeah, it was DC.
Okay.
So, a question to you, Engel, because you were maneuvering yourself in the underdog position for this race. Did you think you didn't have like 40% stilt against what else? Maybe even more?
I mean, everyone knows how good he is, so I'm just maybe thinking 33% chance of winning here or something, right? But
I mean, I'm sure if you had that long shot, then we would have had a crazy race. I mean, so it's kind of
yeah,
weird sometimes that the interview and all, and you're just like, yeah, but that
And
one
it's just
thing
like-
would have changed so much. Like, it's not like, oh, this is actually how the race should have gone. It's like,
Yeah, because especially at the end with that hammer hunt, with Engel having already done GTG, if you'd gone GTG instead before, with What the Hells, for instance, or Ruto's letter did turn up in
oh, GC.
OGC of all places. Strength 3 was French Vanilla again. It's Engel.
Yeah, that's
then
back-to-back races for me, with the strength and shadow trial, and then empty trials.
it was great. But yeah, there could have been a few ways that might have gone differently if he had even just gotten that long shot with Nocturne there towards the later in the seed.
Yeah, I
But,
mean, I was kind of committing or hoping to not go to GTG because, since I committed so hard to not crossing, basically, since I went straight to
Mhm.
Shadow and then got the Requiem, then got Spirit. And I mean, since the seed was so straightforward, I had so much stuff open. So I wanted to go more towards the storms that was later in the seed, so child stuff.
Mhm.
And then I just did trials and then went straight to the well. I think I would have basically cleared most of child and then probably GTG because ice, meh.
yeah, you
Yeah.
do GTG before ice, I think.
Yeah.
Especially with the dual hint you got.
You would have felt bad to go, but yeah, at that point I feel like I should have gone. So I was pretty happy with that big chest in the well. I was just like, oh yeah, okay, I'm feeling pretty good here.
Mm-hmm.
Any thoughts on your next round matchup against Ecola? What else?
Yeah, that should be easy, pretty easy. So yeah.
Have you
let's go.
played Ecola before in a 1v1?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not sure. I don't think so.
I'm not remembering you guys facing off
Maybe
against each other
Francophone.
1v1.
Maybe we played in the Francophone tournament, but that's like different settings. So.
Yeah, I don't recall you guys facing off in more typical racing settings offhand.
No, I think so.
League, maybe? I don't remember.
No.
Alright.
Oh, the
yeah.
season I played, he wasn't in my division, or he just wasn't playing League, I think.
Okay, that makes sense then, yeah.
No, but I mean, he's a
So-
beast. Like, I can't. It's gonna be hard. He's got those young hands. He's grinding. It's gonna be hard.
Young.
It should be a good matchup there. Looking forward to that. Unfortunately, this is the end of the road for you, Engel. A good run for you this year.
Yeah, I mean, can't be sad about a top 8 here, so
Yeah.
Pretty good.
You had a nice run here. To going out in quarterfinals, taking out both Alexis and Redcon as well as being seeded 7th in quals. Pretty good performance. Will we be seeing you in person later this year?
I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to make it to the in-person event, but we'll see.
Do it.
Yeah, but if not, no worries. GG's, and we look forward to seeing you in other OTR tournaments because there's always something going on.
Sure is.
Again,
And,
GG's to you both.
Thanks, and thanks for your commentary.
Yeah, thanks to everyone running this today and all the viewers.
Yep, GG's to you both. Good luck next round. What the hells?
Thanks.
And give our runners here a follow then. What the hell's happened in Engel, as well as my co-com Matt, and our two trackers Mira and Vayiva. Thank you also to Mira for being my co-com. If you want to get more, get pinged for updates, learn more about the in-person event, and follow the schedule here. See the link in the chat. The next race will be tomorrow, the first semifinals game. Remember that semis and finals are both best of 3. But semifinals game 1 between Mr. Mario and Exodus will be tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. We will be still missing volunteers for that, so if anyone is available, please sign yourself up. And then on their game 2 will be on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Both channel assignments to be decided, but we look forward to seeing you all there. And then, of course, Ecola and What the Hell's Here will be scheduling their matches coming up pretty soon, too. So that shall be it here for us. Thank you for watching all. See you next time.